So good morning guys, and we have finally made it to Oslo city center, and currently we're just getting ready to get to our first activity of the day, which is going to be the fjord sightseeing cruise. And I think the cruise will last around 3 hours. So we got in pretty late last night, so the public transport were not working and we had to get a taxi, and it took us around 45 minutes from the airport to the Oslo Central Station. Yeah, so the apartment is pretty nice. Probably I will be doing a tour, but you can see the views in the background. So it's pretty sick views. We are on the 15th floor. So yeah, I think the entrance to the apartment was slightly tricky and not very ideal, in the sense that we had to get the key from a different location and then walk to the apartment, which was around 10 minutes from the place where I got the key. So yeah, that was not the most ideal situation out, especially at 2 a.m. in the night, and it was pretty cold. And then we got food from Volt, because they don't have Uber in Oslo, and then it was pretty late, so I did not film anything, just crashed. Now heading to the fjord cruise. I think it's a 20-minute walk from here. We're running slightly late, so we'll see if we need to get the taxi or we'll just walk quickly. But yeah, overall the location of the apartment is pretty convenient. It's pretty central, close to all of the main attractions. So yeah, so just check out the views from here. I think I'm trambi le sakte the. Alright everyone, so we made it to the cruise on time. It was a pretty close call, so we just got here in time, and now we're just waiting for the ship to set sail. And yeah, the weather currently is again -1. Not that bad. I think it's pretty manageable with a hoodie and a jacket. So the cruise is going to be for at least, I think, 3 hours or so. So hopefully we will get some pretty nice views of the Oslo from the sea. Alright everyone, so we are now halfway through our fjord cruise trip, and now we are heading back towards the city. So overall it was a really good cruise, I would say. We got to see some pretty nice views on the way, kind of chill. We just sat pretty much the entire way. We had a guide telling us about the different stuff over here, but overall, yeah, I would say definitely recommend it, especially if the weather is nice. So the sun is out right now, so that definitely changes it a bit. It does get cold once we are in the open sea. The temperature drops, but nothing too intense. But overall, I would say a great trip. Definitely recommend it. These are the famous bathing houses of Norway. So just got done with the Oslo Fjord cruise, and definitely a 5 out of 5 experience. Again, the weather really helped. The sun is out right now, although the forecast earlier was showing that it's going to be a bit cloudier. But yeah, so the sun is out. We're making the most of it right now. So I'm gonna head out, grab a coffee, get some breakfast before I head into the city center. And to be honest, like, this is my second trip this year to Oslo, and the vibe in the winter season is something else. And again, like, summer was really fun, and I think people were more, we had a lot more tourists back then, but even right now I can see some tourists, but the vibe is different. Definitely looking forward to the Christmas market tonight. So yeah, let's grab some coffee. So these are the famous Norwegian floating saunas. Definitely recommended, and you can also dip in the open sea once you're done getting hot in the saunas. Yeah, it's a really great experience. And this is the famous opera house. So they have the hiking slope, I would say, which is
highlight of, I would say, in the city of Oslo. So yeah, I'm going to be heading there right now. Alright guys, so this is almost the sunset time and I'm heading up on the Oslo Opera House. So the walk is not that steep, pretty easy. It should just take you like 5 minutes to get up there, but the views are really worth it. So definitely recommend visiting here. And yeah, make sure that you are around here when the sun is setting to get the best views of Oslo. This is the view from the top. Pretty amazing views at the top over here. This is the Oslo Christmas market where they have all the shops and stalls. Mainly it's foods and a couple of rides for the children, but relatively small compared to the UK, but still fun. So yeah, the overall Christmas market, the Winter Wonderland, is not that big, and it's mainly focusing on the food stalls where we have the hot chocolate, waffles, crepe, churros, the usual stuff like the UK one. But yeah, and also it's not that crowded, a pretty manageable crowd, I would say. And there's no tickets, so you can come in for free and have a look around for at least an hour or so. I think it closes down at 8, so we'll be heading out shortly. But yeah, overall, it was a fun trip. One of the famous Winter Wonderland tunnels here in Oslo. So we are here at this amazing Pakistani restaurant here in Oslo. I usually try not to eat out at Pakistani restaurants if I'm some. Alright everyone, so just got done with I would say my first ever Pakistani restaurant here in Oslo, and I would say that the experience was pretty authentic. The food was, I would say, we got the chicken pepper kadai, and we also got the chicken garlic tikka. So the chicken garlic tikka was just alright, I mean nothing too special, but the chicken pepper kadai was really nice, and it was a bit saucy, not too spicy. And yeah, I think that the food was good. The ambience is really amazing. So if you are in Oslo and you are craving something desi, especially Pakistani street food, then definitely give this a try. Yeah, a 5 out of 5 experience, I would say. And even in terms of the price, it's not that expensive compared to the UK. I think it came down to about £60 for one garlic naan, rice, and 2 main dishes. And we got 2 drinks as sweet lassi and mango lassi. So yeah, overall I would say it was around £60, which isn't bad at all. But yeah, overall a great experience. So heading back to the hotel, and it was a really eventful day today, I would say. We got to see a lot. I would say we got to see most of the Oslo today. The public trains and the buses are really good. I think they operate until midnight, 12:30. So it is a really convenient and cheap option in case if you want to go around. But if you're staying in Central, I think you can also walk to most of the places. You can get to most of the locations within, let's say, 20 to 25 minutes by walk. But again, the public transport is also very convenient and consistent. So you can find buses and trams running like every 5 or 10 minutes. But I think you cannot pay for it while you are on the bus or the tram. So you have to buy those beforehand, either through the app or from the convenience store. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be heading off to Tromsø. The flight is at 8:30 in the morning. So yeah, I just need to pack and get ready. So we'll be heading back to the airport. Alright everyone, so this brings us to the end of our Oslo adventure, and I would say that this was again another good time to visit Oslo, given that you are visiting it winter, so that gives it a different kind of a vibe. And you're also, like, if you're visiting at the early, I would say, month of December, you still get to avoid the busy season and you still get the reasonable prices, because I would say post 16th of December the prices can go really, really high, especially when it comes to the hotels and the flights. Other than that, Oslo is still a very expensive city. And yeah, I still got to, I would say, visit a couple of places which are not possible during the summer. But if I were to compare the two seasons, I would definitely recommend summer, because that is much more enjoyable and you can do a lot much more, and the weather is much more bearable, because right now you just have to layer up, given that the temperature is usually either zero or below zero, -1 or 2. So overall, yeah, it was, I would say, a good 2 to 3 day trip. And the other thing, now I've realized that if you're coming to Oslo specifically, I think you can cover everything within 2 days max, because there isn't much to do unless you're traveling within Norway and going on different adventures like Bergen or Tromsø. Then you might want to stay a bit longer. But other than that, I think 2.5 days is more than enough for Oslo. And I hope you guys are enjoying the series, and I'll see you guys in the next one.